How's it, everyone? Good morning. Well, it's nice to be here, and it's been one hell of a year, and yeah, enjoy the process today. So, I'm going to start off with my thank yous, a little trick I learned in my Class 12 project. So, I'm firstly going to thank music for existing. To anyone sitting in the audience who had any part to play in the development of this course and making it a force in the world, thank you very much. To Donnie, William, and Clara, thank you so much. To the fellow adventurers, thanks for sticking with me and enjoying the process with me. To my mom and dad, wherever they are in the technological world, thank you very much. And I want to thank myself, life, and then once more music. My name is Haelan, and I absolutely love music. I live it and I breathe it. It is my passion, music and sound. And it's like my oxygen. I need it to survive, to remain sane, and deal with certain situations. And it's safe to say that I'm addicted to my passion. And that's not a bad thing, right? So, after finishing my matric year in Constantia Waldorf School, I didn't immediately start with the adVenture leadership program. I had the privilege of 2 years of life experience to work and travel after school. And during this time, I got to ask myself a few questions. And from these questions, I found out that I'm a hell of a passionate person, and that I simply cannot fake doing anything in my life if it's not to do with my passion or not me, and yeah, passion's not shining through. So yeah, basically I knew that anything I choose in my life, I want to align with my passion. Otherwise, what's the point? So then, approaching the adVenture leadership program, I already knew that I want to pursue music, and in that, my initial first life idea was born. And that life idea is to live a musical life. So just as a song flows, moves, and changes, I want to live my life within music, how a song moves and flows. So not to let genre or age or anything kind of define me. To just stick to whatever interests me, and throughout my whole life, just get involved in whatever music or sound interests me. Like, for example, right now in my 20s, I'm very much into that doof party music, but I know when I'm 45 or 50, I'll probably be into film scoring or more classical music. It's going to be a journey. And yeah, so that was my initial life idea, to immerse myself in my passion, my music. And so starting this course, what was immediately made clear to me in the future thinking and the life design modules was that music is an enigma on its own. Like, it will never ever die. Everyone has a favorite song, and if I play you that song, it just transports you. And that is the power of music. It's the closest thing we have to a teleportation device. And I was diving into my destiny, and I could feel it starting this course. And I started thinking differently about my passions and my dreams. A kind of point of view shift occurred. I wanted to make this happen for myself, and I was the only person that had the power to make this happen and live my dreams. And in this, I could feel the adVenture leadership program impacting very much already. And all of a sudden, in a different way than before, like, I believed in myself. I believed that I wanted to live this life, and that I could do anything that I chose, as long as it was linked to passion, and as long as you keep the human being at the center. And that initial spurt of belief that, hey, I can and I want to do this with my life. Wow, that's amazing. At 20 years old, to feel that, to know, wow, what you want to do, that was, Anyway, so as a bit of time passed though, I started getting caught up with the word entrepreneur. I felt that music wasn't entrepreneurial enough for a program like this. I felt like in this program you needed something physical to take to market, or for a future investor to maybe see something like in the flesh, a product. Like that's what entrepreneurship like said to me. But so I decided to shift my venture to more recreational musical events and start brainstorming that, hoping it was more entrepreneurial and more something like in the flesh that people could see, feel, and experience. And for quite a while in this idea module, that I was convinced with this idea of these recreational events, but something still didn't feel as if it was quite clicking. I enjoyed the concepts I was working on, but there was this overwhelming feeling that I was pursuing this for exterior motives, and that I actually wasn't doing it for myself, my soul, for Haelan. So then I knew that my venture had to purely align with music, the composition and the performance of pieces of music. And after making this decision, I found it much easier to commit, because I felt that drive from my passion returning. I had a place to start and to take on the rest of the year. It was right from the bottom, but a start nonetheless. And starting from the bottom, this is one of the most important insights I gained from the visiting entrepreneurs and insightful people that we got to experience and listen to and learn from throughout the year. They all had to start from the bottom themselves with anything and everything they took on. And hearing these inspirational people's stories inspired me to believe in myself even more, as I could see that, yeah, I'm standing in the shoes that they also once stood in, that anything's possible as long as you just commit and you just start. And a simple prototype can be that start. Simple, cost-effective, and just creating a little idea of your product or your idea to show to future investors, to show to interested people. And my hope for my prototype was to show all the different kinds of genres of music that I'm interested at this moment in time, and combine them in a fun, party-orientated, themed piece of music. The prototyping phase was tough. I had been saving for a while, and I bought Logic Pro X, Apple's music production software, and I naively thought that that's all I needed to make professional music and shoot right to the top and play at all the festivals and this and that. But no, I realized that you quickly need, I quickly realized that you need a few essentials to actually make professional sounding music, and these essentials did not come cheaply. But I told myself to just use what I had as it was a prototype, and if I was just composing and getting into it, the rest would come in time. But I realized that making music was not as simple. So now I'm going to quickly play you a prototype. Here we go. I just want to see if the Bluetooth it's connected.
Yeah, you're on. You're good to go.
Yeah. Let's get some Vuma.
Yeah, good to you.
Cinematic, but still that kick drum, and yeah, I just wanted to combine everything that I tried, that I liked at that stage. So on a big festival rig, you feel the sound hitting you, and yeah, it's I'm just trying to paint the picture a little bit more. And it's progressive music, so it journeys, it tells the story. I hate doing this, but for time-wise, I'm gonna just get to one part. Okay, so this is the last part I'll show you of this one. So yeah, I was happy with what I achieved from the prototypes with my various songs that I worked on. And I tested these sounds with a few of my friends who are very much into the rave scene at the moment, and the people who listen to that kind of music. I tested it with my brother, who's been a DJ for over 20 years now. And I tested it on a few people who don't know anything about this kind of music. And I was very, very surprised with the positive responses I got. However, we could all agree, myself the first, that I needed practice, time, experience, and a little bit more theoretical training and some basic gear to just get that quality professional sound. And I realized that music production is a labor of love that will take a good few years of solid commitment and continuous practice and researching just to better my skills that little bit more. But it's that venture that I want to immerse myself in. But I had to ask myself, how was I going to make this work in this year that required a product being taken to market? And I needed to have something legitimate to put on the table as an option moving forward. And thinking realistically, I understood that the composition and production of music wouldn't actually give me like a platform to finish this course this year. So I had to ask myself again, how could I continue this musical journey and actually put a product onto the table that is possible to take to market by the end of the year, that still is aligned with my passion. And upon an amazing chat with Donnie, we both realized that the main revenue option for me and my venture would be performance. And would you look at that, all of a sudden I had an idea, an extremely relevant product to me to take to market. Haelan the DJ. And yes, so that's a hectic inspiration for me. Next task now, make this all happen, tie it all together. And so I approached my brother, just talking to him about his musical endeavors in his life over his 20-year career. And I heard that he was having a 6-year anniversary of his one electronic music event called Pulse, held at the Nameless Pub in Somerset West. And in this conversation, I picked up that he needed an entertainment option for the inside stage. There's a big outside stage and a smaller inside stage. But he didn't really want to blow his revenue on that because he'd booked huge DJs for the outside. And so I just offered him, I said, I'll do a 3-hour set purely for the experience mainly. If you want to pay me a little bit of money, you can do that. Or if you want to buy me a few drinks whilst I'm DJing, you can do that. So to my surprise, he was very, very keen, and it was organized then and there. And everything had suddenly clicked into place. I had 2 weeks to practice and take it to market. That initial feeling of standing on that stage, pressing the play button and just being in control of the music absolutely did it for me. I've never ever felt a force in the world so powerful compared to that force of when you're doing what you want to do with your life. And yeah, it slapped me in the face so hard, and it was amazing. All I could do was continuously smile. So this is a small video I compiled of just to prove that I took my idea to market. The parents are watching, okay. And this was the last song I was playing, just depicting the kind of vibe that there was. Actually, a crowd of people enjoying themselves to the music that I like. Yeah, it was very, very special. And after the gig, when I was leaving the club, my brother mentioned to me, he said, wow, you played the perfect music for the inside stage. It was a hell of a good set. It sounded professional. If you want to, you can do this again, you know. So from that, an opportunity arose, and on the 2nd of November, I'm doing my next gig. It's not a 3-hour one, it's a 4-hour one this time. Even more excited. And yeah, so I took it to market. Another opportunity arose, and the ball was rolling. So my next step to keep this ball rolling, after this year though, the next steps that continue this year, I'm going to go back to Israel because it's a niche for the music that I'm into at the moment. It allows me to live a lifestyle of space and freedom to purely just commit to making music, learning and networking, because in Tel Aviv there's just so many of my favorite artists and people I idolize who I've already messaged and said, I want to come back, and we just meet up and talk, and they've all said, yes, whenever you're here, come back. The ball is rolling. But the ball wouldn't be rolling if as smoothly, if not for a few key learnings picked up on the adVenture leadership program this year. I learned that there's possibility and opportunity in any venture in life. And we developed a certain awareness about certain things happening in the world, developing technologies, inspirational people doing big things, and developing like an entrepreneurial understanding towards people, products, mindset, and life. To take the initiative and fail fast, fail forward. But I also learned that proper preparation prevents poor presentation. But always, always, always reinventing yourself throughout your life. So a quick question to you guys. Who of you feel as if you are living the life you love, holding hands with your passion. Raise your... Fantastic, that's quite a few. Nice. For those of you who didn't raise their hands, the adVenture Leadership Program is waiting for you guys. Reinvent yourselves. So, yeah, the adVenture Leadership Program allowed me to state who I am to the world, to the universe, and to the cosmos. It gave me the inspiration and the power to believe in myself and believe in what I want to bring to the world. It allowed me to understand myself in a whole new light and gave me the courage to own who I am. I now know the life I will love to live, and I'm incredibly excited to immerse myself in this life. Thank you.